Hi there, Crystal O'Connor, the Moxie Mompreneur here with a video tip. I want to talk to those of you that have an idea, or maybe you even have a WordPress website up or a website at all, but you are not real sure how to get your first client. So I really want to focus on helping you get your first client and setting up some systems, because once you get your first client, you're able to pinpoint how you got that client. You can do it again and again and again. So I want to give you some tips. Step one in getting your first client is really defining very well what you do. And that may sound real simple, but there are a lot of you out there that are struggling because you have not maybe yet defined what exactly you do and set up some programs, okay? And that's one of the first things I want you to do, is actually write down what it is that you do and the benefits that you give to your clients, okay? Because when you do step two, and that is to actually invite them for a strategy session, they're going to ask you, what are some of the benefits? So I want you to, one, on your WordPress website or website, I want you to actually list some of the benefits, and then of course have some programs on another page, so the two different pages. And then step two, I want you to actually invite them for a strategy session. I call it a strategy session because when I actually interview a particular client, or they interview me, we have that first initial consultation or conversation, I like to give some tips to them so that they can see that right away, right off the ball, I'm going to help them. So that's what I'm going to suggest to you. And I want you to use TimeTrade. TimeTrade is a very efficient scheduling system. So if you were to use TimeTrade, it will actually set up your calendar for you. It'll issue you a little link, and you can put that right there on the page. And as you invite them for a strategy session or consultation with you to see if it's a good fit, they can just schedule it. You get an email, and then it goes right into your Google Calendar. It goes right into your phone. How easy is that, right? So then when you are actually sitting with them, this is step three, you want to really listen, okay? Now they're going to have a lot of questions for you too, but I want you to try to very much do more listening than talking, because what's going to happen is that they're going to tell you where the problem is, and we want you to listen to where the problem is so that you can fill the gap. They need to know that you're qualified. They need to help them. They need to know that you have the answers to their problems, and you don't know that unless you hear the problem. So I want you to really listen and take some notes. I want you to hear where their struggles are, take notes, and then you're going to know right away whether you can help them, okay, as you're listening. And then you're going to get back to them and you're going to tell them, you're going to send them an email. And in that email, that follow-up email, you're going to actually make a list of all of the ways that you're going to help them, and then use some of the same language that they used when they told you what some of their problems were. So if they had a problem, a technical problem, and you can help them with that, I want you to state that in your email. And then in that follow-up email, you're going to send them to another page in your website that will actually lead them to the purchase. Okay, so you're going to tell them in a sometimes it can be a lengthy email, because what I do with my clients is I go over everything that they're needing, and then I go over all the ways that I'm going to help them in, say, a 6-month program. And then they are going to see in very great detail how I'm going to help them. So see how it just closes the sale. There was no pushing, there was no salesiness going on. I simply told them how I can help them, and they make the decision to take the next step. Okay, so that was actually step 3. Okay, so step 1 is to set up a page listing your benefits. Step 2 is to invite them and send them a link with a strategy session, or excuse me, a TimeTrade scheduling link to set up that strategy session so that you can begin to listen to some of your clients and what some of their needs are. And then step 3 is to send them a follow-up email and then a page where they can actually purchase and to move forward. So that's my tip for the week. And if you don't have these systems set up, please consider doing it, because it makes everything happen, makes everything go smoothly. And once you get your first, second, and third client, things just start rolling along. And by the way, if you have not signed up for my e-zine, do that, because I send you tips like this every week. They're very helpful, and we want to get your income up. And then I'm going to give you all kinds of income stream tips as well. Thanks for joining me.